Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a TruthENTFilms.com presentation. We are aware, awoke, alive. We exist to bring you a fresh perspective on today's hot button issues. This is the Triple A Podcast with your hosts, Tia McCrary and Jamar B.V. Harris.
We here, we live, we back. It's Sunday. I'm gonna be nice. God is good. God is good. God is good. Tia,
yeah.
I'm gonna need you to go ahead and cash out me your donation. That'll be like $20. Make that out to the congregation of Pastor Bendo. No, let me quit.
I need that too.
Welcome y'all to the Triple A Podcast. I'm your co-host Black V. That is my homegirl partner in crime and motherfucking road dog T. We got special guests in the house, Mr. Bendover from Deep Throat Conversations, aka also known as Passover Bendover Beard, aka also known as Jet Fly Clothing owner and extraordinaire. I got the beautiful, amazing, smart, quick-witted, quick on her toes, queen, Nikki the Gemini from Queens with Attitude, and she's about to drop her own podcast very soon. She's already got a tester out there, but I want to go ahead and give it out. Nikki, please shout out while I have you here the name of which your podcast that you're working on is going to be.
It's called The General Public, and I promise you it's coming, okay? I'm just in my own zone right now, but thanks for having me on the show.
Thank y'all for coming and joining with us and messing with us. Tia, it's been a while since I've seen your beautiful self.
Yes.
What you been out there in the streets? I heard Greg ain't gonna get a chance for parole, so you kind of Gucci right now. You straight.
Shut up. I am not with his ass. Don't look, y'all. Don't believe that bullshit. That man up there in the left-hand corner talking.
I was like left-hand corner, and I was like, wait, I was like left-hand corner. I was like, oh yeah, that's me. I had to check my heart. Okay. But you doing good, Queen? You doing good, Tia?
Actually, I'm not doing that great. But y'all know I buried my cousin after she lost her 2-year battle of cancer, breast cancer.
I'm sorry.
Thank
you.
And then on top of that, 2 of my other cousins got shot in a road rage incident.
Damn.
Cracked vertebrae. The other one has a bullet wound and a broken arm because the car flipped over and then the person shot at the car.
Oh, wow.
Then to top that off, my friend had a cancer scare, but he was just celebrating his 5-year colon cancer-free anniversary. And then on top of that, my brother is going through some things because his ex-girlfriend assaulted him. So it was just a big snowball that I'm trying to work through and go through. So,
you got this, Queen.
Thank you all so
much. You got it. You got that. Much love. And if you need anything, my brother's wallet is there for you.
You know what? Look, I thought she had her hand out for a minute. Like, well, get here.
You sound so convincing.
I ain't got it, but you know, saying if you need me to borrow from my brother for you, the interest for me is a little bit lower than the interest he gonna charge you.
Oh my God.
I'm weak.
That's the Virgo in your ass. I can see it. That's the Virgo in your ass. I can see it.
Yo, so I'm before I go, what's up with me? I'm gonna ask our 2 guests because they've been guests on here before, but also not only that, but they have a lot of different things going on in and outside of dealing with anything AAA or Truth Entertainment Films. So. Past, aka Mr. Bendover, aka Miguel, brother, what you got going on in the world besides? Oh, congratulations first and foremost, bro. I see your daughter that graduated.
Okay.
Yeah.
She done graduated. Just waiting for this little summer to pass, and she'll be going to fam. She got a full scholarship there, so that's a plus. Save me some Pastor Bendover dollars. You know what I'm saying? So.
Spend that money on the church.
Hey, man, or something else. But we'll talk about that later.
That's all right. So am I.
So real quick, bro, what all you got going on right now? So go ahead and shout those things out. Tell it what new you're working on. Congratulations on the addition of your partner.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Kiki. It's an echo here. I don't know why, but shout out to Kiki from QWOP. We talk now. Brought her along. She co-hosting with me on Deep Throat, so that's a plus. She keeps me kind of balanced on there, because I'm always attacking the ladies, like they say, So
Supply.
Gemini. Yeah, right. I like I said, I'm so busy right now with a lot of stuff. Just doing these little skits and things like that. Pastor Bendover got a mixtape coming out. It's called Dickin' Down Ministries Volume 1. That's coming out.
Okay.
I got jet fly clothing going on with my shirts and stuff like that. And man, it's just a lot right now. I'm just trying to stay busy. They say idle mind is a devil's playground. So I'm just staying busy and just manifesting some things. It's all gonna come full circle and come to light. So whoever's with me, we ride this thing together. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay, then.
that's where I'm
Absolutely.
at. Yeah.
Queen Nikki,
Mm-hmm.
aka Nikki the Gemini. Besides your podcast, you have been a busy woman as of lately. A lot going on, like family wise, different things like that. So what's new with you?
Really nothing. I'm just out here trying to grind. I got a lot of things that my children are going through, so it kind of directly affects me. Everybody knows my kids are older, and so they're transitioning to their careers and all of that good stuff. So I'm here to support that, and I have to constantly be on the scenes with a lot of stuff. I have a daughter that's graduating high school. I have one graduating college.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And one that's in the merchant seaman, so he's actually out in San Diego right now. So everybody just got something going on. Thank you, I appreciate that. And then I got the little one; she just riding it out with me. So just that right now, and just grinding it out. That's it.
Amen. I'll go last with it. For me, family's good. For the most part that I know of. Okay. Congratulations to my cousin Delvin. He just had, I don't know, he got like almost 20-some kids now. He just had another one though. Wow. So congratulations to him and his wife, because about maybe just over a year, under a year, they lost their son after he was about 7-8 months old or something like that. And they lost him, and they went through a whole different experience with that, because you know how something happened in the law when you just go accuse things on people and try to lock more people up of this skin melanin,
right?
For stuff. So they're dealing with that, but they were blessed with a baby girl about a month ago. So congratulations to them. Also, I want to go ahead and congratulate some of our affiliate podcasts. So Queens with Attitude, they're continuing to do very good with their numbers. Pussy Talks is doing amazing with the numbers. Annie is doing pretty very good. We're putting her show together. It's a Hard Knock Life podcast. She had an amazing guest on yesterday, dope MC. If y'all get a chance, check him out. His name was Pote, P-O-T-E, Baby. Okay. So he, Pope Babies, but he was pretty dope guy. He's very big on SoundCloud and doing very good. Okay. And also shout out to Pastor Bendover, aka Miguel, because his TikTok numbers is through the roof with his Pastor Bendover skits.
Yeah, it's the rapping for me though.
It is, man. It is.
He came like a real hard ass MC on there. I'm up here.
But that's who he is first and foremost. Before any of this, that's who he was first and foremost. Like,
I didn't know that. So he started spitting. I thought it was about to be some bullshit.
Nah, he got bars. And so I'm very proud. I'm very proud and happy to be to play any role, no matter how minute it is. To just being a part of something that's great that's going on. That brother is doing amazing things. He's doing his photography. If you need your shirts and anything made, go holler at him. Jet Fly Clothing. Google it, look it up, because the brother is just immensely talented and always busy. He's a father. He's a truck driver. He's a husband. He's a writer. He's a producer. He's a comedian. He's a podcaster. An actor, obviously, now that said Mr. Bendover, and he's an artist. So, he's doing very good, and Deep Throat Conversation is good. And him and Kiki I think they do balance each other out. I feel like Deep Throat Conversations was dope, but I feel adding Kiki because the way their two energies are, where they can coexist and they don't clash. And I think that's dope. Like they kind of get each other and kind of know how to get in where they fit in with each other. So it's dope. So I know most of my thing was about everybody else, but I'm always, like I said, a small part of everything major. And I'm just happy to see beautiful people that believed in me doing amazing things. And I'm just happy to be along for the ride. So thank y'all. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Mr. Bendova. Tia, as always, thank you. And so as we jump into it with the news, the news. There we go. Me. Sorry, I had to get that out of my system. Tia, you want to go first with some news you got, or you want me to go first?
You can go first, sweetheart.
So, YSL indictment. That is Young Stoner Life, or AKA Young Slime Life,
right?
AKA, better known as Young Thug's record label.
Right.
Their indictments and all of them basically have been denied bond.
Yes.
But during the bond hearing, I don't know if any of y'all seen that the district attorney threw out there that some of the people, current and former in his gang, basically was saying that they're afraid of him and they are afraid that he will kill them or hurt them, or whatever the case. And the prosecution used that so they would not be able to grant him bond. And snitching is real and has always been real. That's how I don't know, over 60-something% of the people that get caught because somebody that snitched on them.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, what was your take? I guess I go to my co-host first. And what was your take when you heard about it, though, with this whole Young Thug thing?
Well, let me ask you this. Was it true that his lyrics got him busted? Because that's what I'm hearing.
They're going to use... No, his lyrics didn't get him busted, but they're going to use his lyrics to keep him down in the shade his character, which I don't agree with. I don't agree with. In a weird way, I'm okay with your lyrics being used against you if you telling on yourself and stating a specific crime that you actually fucking did or that actually happened or whatnot. And then your dumb ass deserve to go to jail.
Right.
But if you just braggadocious and talking shit or whatever the case, and it has nothing to do with nothing, then I don't feel that's fair. Right. Nobody uses the role Sylvester Stallone played when he got charged for abuse or whatever case back in the days. Nobody used that against him.
Right. And somebody else had made a good point. They said if that's the case, a lot of these right-wing conservatives should be going to jail and shit too for inciting things, inciting riots.
Yeah.
If that's the case.
Right. 100%.
It has to be all the way around, not just these rappers.
Yeah.
100% factual. What did you think about it, Nikki?
Well, the same with the whole fact, if it's not something that could directly be held against them, as far as the actual lyrics go, I don't think that it should even be brought up. They shouldn't have anybody, no jurors or judges listening to the songs and, none of that. Because like you guys said, to me, a lot of the shit is acting anyways, especially these newer rappers. It's acting. You know what I mean? So, they need to leave that on up out of there. That's how I feel.
Agreed.
Miguel, Mr. Bendover Beer, what you think, brother? Especially with you being an MC.
I'm gonna say this: when that Puerto Rican cousin come looking for your ass called Rico, listen, you best believe through the years they got some. Listen, when they get a Rico charge on you, bro, you know how many years of investigation they have done before they hit. They don't come with a Rico charge, so they know they got something that they know you can't get off.
Cannot escape. Right.
Cannot escape. Right. So in that case speaking, I don't really give a damn about them lyrics. They're gonna put towards it. It's just gonna make them throw them in a different shade of light. You know what I'm saying? Because I have this on you. Now I'm gonna match these lyrics to what you're saying, to what I have on you, to make it look even worse. Even if what he's saying has nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna put more time on it. You know what I'm saying? Because they got him with no bond all the way to January 23rd of next year.
Well, damn. Whole summer.
Yeah.
The whole summer locked up.
Of next year. So I hate to say it, bro, but anytime you dealing, even if you wasn't doing nothing right, I'm the leader of something. I got this big gang of 50 people. Somebody in them 50 people is doing something they ain't supposed to be doing,
and you know it.
And they know it. So all that leads back. Well, who's over this?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I have no proof what he's doing, but yeah, they trying to say he's the head of the snake right now. So,
Right.
So to me, it's hey, stick a fork in it. He done. That's how I look at it. I hate this.
You know what it's similar to, y'all? You know, like, remember when at daycare, they left a child in the back seat of the van or something, the daycare van, and they automatically arrested the owner of the daycare.
Right.
And she had probably zero acknowledgement of what's going on. But the fact that that's her organization, they will slam them handcuffs right on you because they feel like you organized it. So it's going to be the same situation. You better believe that. Yeah. Because they're going to say you know something, and your know something is that person that was driving is your employee. That's your van. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's definitely an affiliation type of thing.
Yes, it is, because you got to think about it. When you on his level, right? You got these people around you. Hey, go handle that. I'm gonna drop this money. You go handle that. But guess what? Them people at the bottom, like you say, hey man, I know what I signed up for, but I wasn't signed up to get all this time. So now you're gonna have out of them 50 people, somebody's saying something.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody's saying something. And so,
but I don't think that shit right though. Because if I'm gonna be involved in something that I know that there's consequences behind, I'm not gonna snitch. You know what I'm saying? I gotta just say what it is. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just feel like I knew what was coming. You know, you gotta lay it down. You just gotta lay it down.
That's what be making me mad. They all be knowing what's going on. They know the deal. They know what they're doing is illegal. They know the consequences that can come with it.
Right.
Save their own ass. They want to give up the leader and all that kind of shit.
Right.
That's not cool. Y'all was all in this shit together.
Right. And if we would have put a stop to that, we wouldn't have, you know, the law being able to even do that. They'd be like, okay, people ain't gonna snitch them out, so we can't reduce sentences just on the strength of them being a snitch. Because to me, being a snitch, it brings on a whole lot of problems. Yes. You know, you got to worry about somebody trying to kill you, your family, or somebody else, you know? Right. So they don't even realize that snitching itself ain't even right.
Right. Especially if it's ass. You know what I mean? If it's strict for the purposes of literally saving. Because I've seen some cases where people really didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah,
and they just told the truth because they were actually
right.
Did not know what was going on. But when you know what you're doing and you want to rat somebody else out and act like you weren't as equally as complicit, no.
Yeah. Like a gun in a car. Like, I'm not taking nobody's gun charge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Not gonna be able to do it.
Right.
But if we just did a drive-by or some shit and they get me in the car and everybody else in disperse, I mean, I might have to take that shit. You know what I mean? I just did a drive-by. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be like, I did a drive-by, but this is his gun. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Get him knocked off. I'm not gonna do that.
Right.
No, I'll take if I'm part of the crime and I signed up to do the crime, then I'm gonna do my time. I ain't gonna snitch. I'm gonna do my time. But here's the biggest thing I think I've learned as to why people snitch is because they trick everybody gets separated, and they trick you into thinking that your homeboy gonna flip on you, and then you start thinking about that soft ass nigga that you roll with, or your homie who got kids, and he might not want to be gone from his kids all this time, and so you start thinking like, bro, this dude gonna snitch, he gonna whatever case, and I'm not taking all this time on me because everybody else either caught deals or started singing. And then everybody it's just a domino effect. Either everybody on the team take plea deals or motherfuckers start singing. Or motherfuckers take plea deals because they scared one of the homies gonna start singing.
Yeah, and that's just like the dude Casanova. He took a plea deal. You know, he had a RICO charge, and they banned him with 60 years, bro.
God damn.
He went ahead and pleaded guilty because he don't know what everybody else gonna say. So He pleaded guilty, so he's 60. He at least in his 30s or something. So either way, that's dead to me coming out.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but that's how that shit go, man. He ain't. I feel. You know what's crazy about it though? Like I don't even feel bad about this shit. Like, my thing is this: once you start making money, you gotta just. Some people don't want to move away from their farm. They stay there. You can't do that. You gotta roll different. You can't be. Come on, 50 people around you, bro. You can't control what everybody doing. Even if you're not sending nobody to do nothing, but it's still self-affiliation. Like
Exactly.
I'm with him, and so they like, well, we don't want you. We don't want the small fish. What is he doing? Even if he ain't doing nothing, they gonna make him. They gonna make him force something out of him and say something that he's doing something, so he can get less time.
Right.
That's what they did to Prodigy from All Deep when he got arrested and they found the gun through his thing. They told him they'll let him go, forget the gun charge, everything else. They just need a little bit of dirt on 50 Cent or point them in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Like, wow. That was the hip hop police back then. So as we jump to the next subject in news, Tia, what you got for me?
Well, what's the guy's name that bought Twitter? I was gonna get on Twitter.
Elon.
Yeah, now I'm not.
Why?
Nah, Elon. Nah.
Yeah,
He didn't even buy it yet, but yeah, he was about to, but he realized it was a lot more. It's a lot more work that come with it besides just owning it. You liable for a lot of shit. Yeah, he ain't trying to buy Twitter no more.
Oh shit!
That was the only reason I was gonna go up there, because y'all know I need my voice to be heard. And Facebook, you know, Mark, he be on some bullshit.
Yeah, I heard they do be putting people in Facebook jail for no. It be people that are provoked beyond repair, and then when they finally react, they the ones that get put in Facebook jail, not the people that be starting the shit, initiating, instigating. That's what I heard.
Tia. Somebody in this group that's online right now been in Facebook jail they a repeat offender, Nikki.
I am. And I thought Twitter was gonna save me, you know, but it ain't saving me because I'm gonna get in trouble over there too. So I just kind of stay with what I know.
But you know what's crazy? What's crazy about that Facebook jail shit? Because I be realizing I be seeing certain things on there, and I be like, yo, like how is this video even on here? Like I was on my reels looking at reels, and I actually saw a guy like I thought it was some type of acting. But next thing you know, this dude getting shot up and flesh and shit popping off his body. Yeah. I'm like, well, how the hell this get on here? As soon as I say this word, they already sending me a warning and shit. I'm like,
yeah, we're definitely like repeat offenders, so they keep an eye on us.
But it's over. Unfortunately, no, it's not y'all. Ain't fault of you guys. It's other people on there that they not stopping from doing that dumb shit.
Yeah, right.
Y'all get caught crossfire in the middle and all that.
Yeah. My brother said what the hell he want. I be like, wow. But I ain't no snitch, so I don't even say nothing. I'm just wondering, what do he do to get his content across? But it's all good. I ain't gonna
let you in on our little secret what we do.
Okay. I know how to change my words around.
I think it's somebody in your friend group reporting you.
Whoa. You snitching?
Hey.
You snitching?
You know, it's a lot of like shade anyways. A lot of people don't like you. They pretend to be your friend and stuff. So I'm aware of that. That's always been the case, you know. So I wouldn't be surprised.
All right, so I guess I go with the next one. We had the Texas shooting at the school.
Yeah.
We had mass shootings last night in Philadelphia, as well as one in I believe it was Knoxville, Tennessee last night. You say what?
It was Tennessee, wasn't it?
Yeah, in Tennessee, and one happened in Philadelphia also. Plus in Oklahoma it was like a hospital treatment center. Yeah. We had one. These aren't just like rare cases. These are like the most recent within a week.
Right.
Lost their mind. Buffalo.
With these mass shootings. Now, I'm gonna ask y'all a question with these mass shootings and tell me if it's different. So, do you count some people beefing or somebody come looking for somebody and they just start shooting of a spot as a mass shooting compared to what the kid did in Texas? I mean, in Texas, how he went to school purposely, or the guy that was at the grocery store, was that New York? went into the grocery store specifically, just shooting
Buffalo
people at random because of their color. Are those mass shootings, and the other ones are just mass people were shot, but they were more objective driven towards specific people? Is there a difference?
I think it's a difference.
I do too. The damage that is created behind it is not different.
Right.
There's a difference in motive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that makes a big difference. You know, you got hard feelings against a certain group of people and you kill them. But your target is with a group of people that you have no problem with, no beef with. It don't seem like it because you decide to shoot in the crowd. But to me, it makes a difference.
Right.
I feel you, and I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Main objective is to go after one person. It's fucked up, but other people get caught in the crossfire of that.
Yeah.
That's not it. That's where the difference comes in. The guy in Buffalo literally had Dylan Roof's name on his gun.
Wow.
He was staking out the store.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Sick.
Yeah, that was, and the boy in Texas, he literally just went in there. I don't know what his they tried to say he was bullied, which is no excuse. Why are you going after little kids that are about to get out of school for the summer?
Yeah, what's getting? If you know what? If he's getting bullied by elementary kids, he should have, motherfucker. He wasn't getting bullied by no elementary. Go shoot. Don't go shoot. But
he was a coward.
If he went to his high school and did that shit, then I was like, yo, but he went after fucking innocent little kids.
And his grandmother.
And his grandmother. Yeah, like, come on, bro.
I think he was mentally, I think anybody that creates those that does that kind of stuff has something wrong with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The question is it enough wrong with them where they not knowing what they're actually doing at this time?
Right.
And the same thing is people that are just purely evil. You know what I mean? And I think that a lot of them just have like this evil already in them, plus some other things that's going on that their own parents try to deny once they find out that they didn't raise the fucking mass shooter, you know, a murderer. You know what I mean? But I had a while back, I looked up a story. You remember America's Most Wanted?
Yes.
His son got killed, and that's why he did that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, it's been a long time, so I don't remember all the details, but I remember that the person that did that, his upbringing was fucked up, okay? To the point where he was a victim, almost, you might as well say, and it carried on into his adulthood. I mean, this boy was like, he was messed up, like from his environment to just him, like his mental state just alone was just messed up. And unfortunately, John, you know, son was his victim. But if you look at like the stories behind some of these serial killers, you know why they're serial killers, because they didn't dug deep into like their family history and stuff. You'd be like, okay, that, because we breed them too. You know, our community breeds little, you know, murderers as well. But yeah, it's usually something environmental or something that's not taken care of mentally. That's
right.
Yeah.
Because they say sociopaths are made and psychopaths are born.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a deep one right there, Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say sociopaths are usually victims of their circumstances, whereas psychopaths are born with that imbalance going on.
Yeah.
They think how they feel and how they are is totally normal because they were born that way.
Right.
They can't help it. As opposed to a sociopath who was brought up in a, let's say, an abused environment, an alcoholic environment. Even a lot of serial killers that kill women, I always find that their mothers were either prostitutes or had promiscuous past.
Yeah.
And they have no remorse for what they do.
Yes.
That's what makes them dangerous.
Yeah.
Psychopath, you can see the signs of a psychopath. A lot
From
of
little.
people, like you said, what parent is going to be willing to admit? You see how long it took the Columbine shooters' parents to come out and grant an interview. It took them a long time to show their faces and everything. And
they're completely embarrassed. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they're victims too in a sense. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Who in the world would want to admit, oh my God, I raised a serial killer?
Yeah.
Like they would be, I saw that they would be in their rooms with the doors closed, doing all kinds of shit. And I went to my mom. I said, Mom, you don't let me make a motherfucking sandwich in peace. So I don't know.
Right.
Right.
They were doing, getting weapons. Then they have like explosives too.
Yeah, all kind of shit.
Yeah.
How the hell did y'all get teenagers? Did y'all get that past y'all's parents? If I come in with a bag, my mom like, what you buy? I'm like, Ma, it's feminine hygiene.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, how in the world did they? It's just, it's a lot.
Right.
It's a lot. And if you
So Tia,
I've seen what happens. I'll let you go in 1 second, but I've seen what happens when people see there's mental issues, and there's one difference. If I don't know if y'all remember years ago, it was a mass shooting in a mall. It was a white boy with glasses. I think he was a brunette. He kind of had long curly hair that did it. I saw an interview with his parents. They did right by their son. The system fucked them up. They said, no, you see what my son has written, some of his drawings, a lot of his artwork, writings were very young. And they said, no, he needs to stay in this mental health facility. They let him go, and then a couple days to a week later, he shot up that mall.
See? Yeah.
But everybody blamed the parents. I said, you can't blame the parent this time.
Not all the time.
Right. This is just terrible. It's terrible.
So, Tia, what you got also in for me in news before we jump to sports?
That's all I got, really.
All right. Well, let me start on sports real quick, and then I'm gonna let you go take it up, because it's been an amazing, a lot of good boxing matches. Before we jump into boxing, I'm gonna go ahead and start it off with, we are now in the NBA Finals. We have the Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
And is it me? I don't know if anybody else has been paying attention to the finals, but is it me, or does Klay Thompson look like a shell of his former self?
I mean, his injuries. It's injuries,
Yeah.
bro. I mean, the injuries he suffered are injuries a lot of people don't come back from. You know,
not fully, right?
And then you gotta understand how certain injuries work, right? Your ACL, that controls shiftiness between moving side to side. Your Achilles, that controls your leaping ability.
Yeah.
So when you put these injuries together, shit, all your athleticism pretty much is gone just from those injuries. And luckily, he's a shooter, because if he wasn't a shooter, bro,
he'd be out his league.
He'd be out his league. That's why he no longer can play defense how he used to play. So now he just pretty much running around trying to get open and shooting. You know what I'm saying? And so and like from that game that I saw, the Celtics are really making the Warriors look older in the finals, because which there are older. You know what I'm saying? Between Klay's injuries and Curry and Draymond ain't no young bulls no more, man. Like, them young bulls say what the Celtics is, they already looking at their head like, bro, we're not even supposed to be here.
Right.
And so they're playing, and they're not even thinking about it. We just playing because we happy to be here right now. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. And so and I really think I think Boston gonna win that thing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Good. That's who I picked.
Because because there's no way you go in the fourth quarter, right, and you're up 15 points.
Right. I saw
from the Warriors, and you just come back and you get blowed out like.
Y'all see Steve Kerr? He was a deer in headlights.
Yeah, he was like
going over here. Like, what happened? Like, oh my God.
Right,
Boston,
right.
And it was funny because Boston kind of beat them at their own game. Outshot them.
Yeah, outshot them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're right. Klay Thompson, he's not the same player he's never going to be. It's just
he'll be better next year, but he'll never return back to who he was.
Nah, but you know what? I hate to say it, a lot of players just go through the league. That injury bug just mess up their careers, man. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So we can name a lot, but we ain't talking about them. But yeah, definitely the injuries is make him do a decline from where he was. Yeah, so it's sad, but it happens. It happens.
It happens.
All right, T, did you want me to do another sports before we jump into boxing?
You can do another one before we jump in.
All right. Cap got a tryout for the Raiders, but we haven't heard nothing else since.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was true. I thought that was just some agenda pushing.
Nah, he got to go work out for the Raiders, get a little tryout on and stuff like that. I'm trying to mature my mind, and I'm gonna say something, and I know it's not the most popular thing, but I'm gonna say something to somebody who's very, very influential on my life and who's very established in the business world.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, the way he broke it down to me, he's a very successful business owner. He's also a minority himself. He's not black, but he was like, black people, we get so wrapped up in black owned, black this, black that, sell black, buy black, all this other stuff. And the realest thing he said to me was like, yo, the only people who give a fuck about black owned is black people.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, them the only people who give a damn about it. The rest of the world in this capitalist system gives zero fucks about it. If you have a good product, they don't give a fuck what your race is. If you sell it, you sell it. Most people, he said, there's a ton of not billionaire, but millionaire black people who sell everyday goods that you use, and you would never know that that company is black owned or black ran.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And they don't market it that way. They don't sell it that way. They just sell the product and let this product speak for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I get, and going back to Kaepernick, I get what it is. How about this? We all know what was done to Kaepernick was wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and we felt he was blackballed.
Mm-hmm.
But had any one of our fucking team signed Kaepernick, we'd have been pissed off. Like, why these niggas sign this nigga to be our quarterback?
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks, but in a sense, it's true. Like, yeah, the black and you was like, I want to see that brother get a chance.
Mm-hmm.
But the sports fan, the enthusiast, is also at the same time like, that nigga's not gonna win me more games. Nothing to do with his race, just about his play.
Mm-hmm.
As he had progressed in his career,
Mm-hmm.
in which I think you should be able to separate or be honest with yourself about, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
But check this out, though. I'm gonna add on top of that, right? I see your point, but it's a lot of other points that go behind it. First of all, once you took that bread, bro, there's no way. Listen, that's like you my employee, right? Okay, you my employee. I work for you right now. Okay, on this podcast, you say you my employee. I say, you know what? I'm gonna sue you, bro. I'm gonna get 80 million, and then I'm gonna come back to you and say, what? You need to employ me again. You gonna look at me like you're crazy, like
you're crazy.
I done sued the NFL for 80 million, a private organization,
Mm-hmm.
and now I want to come back, make demands, because he's also making demands what he want far as money, even to be on a team. So it's a lot to go behind it just from that. Now let's push the other thing you were saying with his stats. Okay, now if you want to go that route, it's a lot of quarterbacks that stand, a lot of white quarterbacks that stay in the league for 10, 12 years that we like, how the hell is he still in the league? Because you know what I'm saying? Because I can name a gazillion quarterbacks that Cap been out the league 6 years, and right now he's probably better than them. You know what I'm saying? And they just stay in the league for years sucking up money, which black quarterbacks don't get them same options. You know what I'm saying? If a black only black quarterback I know still in the league that's a backup that's in the league a long time is Geno Smith. And I don't even know why he's in the league because he's not really that good. But I'm not hating, brother.
I didn't know he was still in the league.
Yeah, he's still in the league. He went to Seattle. But you do have a lot of white second string and third string quarterbacks that just sit there and get bread and just stay on teams. So I wouldn't really say that, okay, it's because of his he declined. He did last time he played, he came off a Super Bowl and had a bad season and decided to kneel. Okay, I don't think one bad season.
No, wait. He came back, had a bad season. The next season, they benched him. He was kneeling, and he actually played a pretty decent season that season. But after that season, he couldn't get a job.
Yeah, he couldn't get a job. So people were more like, well, you know, it's because he had every quarterback will have a good season every year, but this dude he did go to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You can't take that from him. What was he doing then that he couldn't redo again with a different organization or a different or whatever the hell, you know, a case may be.
You know, it's crazy because he was being a Patriot, right? And being a Patriot, and he went to one of the most patriotic people you can be, somebody who served in our military forces, is a Navy SEAL or everything else, and ask that man, yo, and a soldier, a former soldier, a retired former soldier, United States Navy, and also Navy SEAL, told him, yo, the most respectful thing you can do to thing is to take a knee, because when you take a knee, you're humbly putting yourself before something or someone, saying, yo, these are our gripes, this is our pain, this is our strife, this is what we are going through.
Right.
And if you are for us, how can you let this happen to us? And he did that, following that man's advice. And I just watched ignorant, malignant, trifling, own agenda having, serving people just rip the whole taking a new thing apart. When you are a knight and you are about to get knighted, you go before the king and you humble yourself, no matter how good of a fucking warrior you are.
That's what I was just about to say.
You take a knee.
It's horrible to take a knee. You do it when you're proposing. You do it when you're praying. You do it united. Now all of a sudden it's so horrible to take a knee.
You are when you take a knee, you are submitting yourself to the powers that be at that point for whatever it is you are asking or wanting to be bestowed upon you.
That's true. That's true.
I'm gonna be honest, I can't take nobody serious that even wants to argue with me on the other side of the whole kneeling concept. You know, to say that it's a form of disrespect and all of that kind of stuff, I can't argue those points, because I'm like, you are really like a crazy person to even think of it like that. Now, if you want to argue like the timing, okay, but the actual reasoning behind it, I can't argue. Dude, I'm sorry to cut you off.
I won't. It's pointless. It's pointless. You're right, Nick. It's pointless. It's pointless.
Yes, but also it depends on what race is doing it. Like right now, I can't. I'm gonna get his name.
Oh, the baseball player.
It's a baseball player, right?
Yeah.
When the team go out, he said, "I'm not going out." But his reason was because until certain laws get fixed, it's getting fixed. I'm not. Yeah. I don't feel right standing for that. But there's no uproar.
Right.
There's no uproar.
It's when we do it.
Right.
It's when you. Exactly.
Kind of like what happened in the Olympics back in the 60s with Tommy Smith and John Carlos when they raised the power to the people fist black off of that.
Yeah.
And I'm also loving how they tried to push this narrative that he was disrespecting the military. I said, well, if that's the case, military organizations he gave all that money to should give that money back.
Right. They're gonna take the money.
You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna take the money.
Right.
And most veterans feel like that's not even disrespectful. You know what I mean?
It's not.
Yeah.
Nobody fucking owns the flag. It represents all of us, the good, the bad, the evil, the ugly, the everything. Yeah. If you understand America and what America actually is and what America had to do to get the power, the influence, and the strength that we do have, we are some fucked up, corrupt, stealing, killing, robbing, cheating, manipulating motherfucker.
Right. Thank you.
That's what we do in America. We will fuck you over just to sit there to save $1 in this country.
Yeah.
Our flag shows it. All them same motherfuckers crying was some bitch ass niggas, because follow authority, we would have never had the Boston Tea Party if motherfuckers sat there and just followed authority and took what was fucking given to them. So all them same motherfuckers talked all that shit about Kaepernick were the same motherfuckers. January, what date was that? January 11th? January 6th? What was it? At the White House.
Capitol.
Oh yeah,
I think it was
the thugs. The Capitol.
Yeah, at the all them same motherfuckers screaming all that bullshit, and that Kaepernick is a bitch and a hoe and talking all that shit about him was the same motherfucker storming that motherfucking White House.
Yeah,
I mean, not White House.
Felt like they had a right to do so.
Yeah.
So contradictive. That's why y'all notice that I said I stopped politicking a long time ago, because if something just don't make sense to me, I don't even want to argue about it in this day and age. It just don't, you know. Right. I know we all have our differences of opinions, but
Exactly.
I remember when that Capitol thing happened,
Mhm.
this guy, white guy that used to work with me or whatever, he had very little to say about, you know, how wrong it was. He found a way to make an excuse as to why, and compared it to
they were fighting
rioters.
for their rights.
Yeah,
They were fighting for their
rioters.
freedom.
Right.
They were
They wasn't
fighting
burning
for
down
their
the place.
voice.
Yeah, he said they wasn't burning down the place.
But y'all motherfuckers defecated in it. You shitted
Right.
in it. You smeared it. You stole podiums and laptops.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So just
Killed
for him
police
saying that,
officers in it. Killed police
so dumb.
officers in it, but Blue Lives Matter to y'all asses
Right.
fucking a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
Man, they can eat it. They can eat it. I'm gonna have Tia say it. Man, they can eat a
big fat dick.
Damn, big and fat.
So we gonna jump onto this because we still got a main topic to get to, and I don't want to hold us up too long.
Okay.
But Tia,
Yes.
go ahead, girl, because all this boxing, it's been some good fucking boxing this last month and a half.
Yes. Okay, y'all. So remember when they was talking all that shit about Wilder ruining Black History Month and all that? Well, I had to let somebody know. I guess Oscar Valdez and Canelo Alvarez ruined Cinco de Mayo because Oscar Valdez got his ass whooped the week before and Canelo got his ass whooped that weekend. I said, see how the boxing guys make shit right for your ass? It's beautiful. I mean, it was a motherfucking boxing clinic. Shakur Stevenson whooped his ass from pillar to post. You didn't have nothing coming. Talking about some, I never cheated a day in my life. So yeah, there's phentermine in tea now. Remember he tried to say he got phentermine in his system from drinking tea. What? Well,
yeah, I think Canelo, he really fucked up when you start dominating in your class, like with Roy Jones, right? You start dominating your class, so you start moving up. But what you got to feel to realize is when you move up, those punches get heavier.
Yes,
the fighters are
stiffer.
The competition is different. Them punches are harder.
But
so,
you know what? Canelo moved up to avoid people. He moved up to avoid Demetrius Andrade and the Charlos. For a minute, he was ducking Triple G with his overrated ass. I think they about to fight again.
They about to have a trilogy. But I did. Right. If I'm not mistaken, did Canelo beat him 2 times already?
I thought it was 1-1.
1-1. I know. So yeah. So if it's 1-1, I heard of a trilogy coming up.
Right.
They
about to fight again. I ain't watching that shit.
Yeah. It's all about money. So I don't want to watch it beat it.
Canelo fight though, man. Bibble his ass.
Yeah. He got in him. He got in him.
Yeah.
He definitely had got in him.
Yes.
I wouldn't advise nobody to move up though, but he trying to avoid moved up and got his ass whooped. So
exactly, cherry picking gone wrong. And I'm gonna tell you something else. He don't want better BF. Better BF gonna fuck him up.
Hey, I see your boy getting ready to fight again. June something. What's your boy Adrian Broner? He getting ready to fight again.
AB back? AB coming back?
He AB just back for the money. He about to get his ass whooped.
Yeah, brush my waves.
You know what's so crazy about AB? If AB would have took shit serious, see what happened when you never have money and you don't, and then it come, you don't know how to. He couldn't fathom, like the money took over him. And he couldn't fathom that shit. It just fucked him up.
Right.
And he stopped taking shit serious. That's when he started getting his ass whooped.
He don't like letting his hands go either. I know. He don't like letting his hands go and shit. But I'm loving how this has been the year of Undisputed too. Because Jamel Charlo, he became undisputed and shit, and he ran it back with Brian Castano and got the stoppage in the 10th round, and it was a delayed reaction. Oh my God, that man's legs look like noodles. That was up. We got my boy Devin Haney. He put on a boxing last night. Oh my God, whooped that ass from the last time I saw a jab controller fight like that. It was Winky Wright and Trinidad. I want to say. I could be wrong. It's been a minute, but I want to say that's the last time I saw a jab controller fight like that. And Cambosis couldn't do nothing. Couldn't stop him. He might have landed maybe 2 or 3 flush shots, and then the motherfuckers gonna say he won a 4th round. I said, wait.
They say your boy coming. They say your boy back, man. They say your boy back. They say Wilder back. What y'all heard about that? They say Wilder back.
You know what? I haven't heard if that's for sure yet. That's a rumor he's coming back, but it's not for sure.
Hey, if he coming back, I hope he coming back with some boxing skills. Shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Hey, I love Wilder. He
coming back with some boxing skills. Shit. I've been saying that shit about him. I said if he ever fight, that's just like what Mike Tyson when he ran against Lennox Lewis. Oh my goodness. Anytime you fight against somebody who got their reach and they can fight. Shit. That's what messed him up. But I hope he bounced back. He a king though. He's still a king.
I think he will. He's fine. They unveiled his statue too. I was loving that.
Yeah. That was dope. I saw that a couple days ago. Yeah, that was dope. He came from nothing too.
Huh?
I said I like his story. He pretty much came from nothing. I don't know if y'all heard the story, but if you haven't, check his story. Yeah, let's do. Coke. He's working for Coke or something. Yeah.
And he wasn't making enough money to take care of his daughter.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. I was loving that story too, and I cannot wait. Hopefully, they're saying it's going to be Spence and Crawford for Undisputed too. That's supposed to be in October.
Man, it ain't gonna happen.
I don't think so either. I'm hoping. I want it to, but I don't think so.
I don't think it's gonna happen. That's gonna mess boxing up, and then that fight gonna be. I think they're trying to build it up a lot so they can get a whole bunch of money off that shit too.
Right? So. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Like they've been doing. They've been trying to build that up for about 4 or 5 years now. Yeah,
but I hate when they do that because it's like they wait so long.
Yeah, that's
to
what
fight certain people. Then they get older, and it's like
right. And what people were saying, that's what happened with Floyd and Pacquiao. I'm like, Pacquiao held that up though. Floyd capitulated to all of his demands, and Manny did not want to do Olympic style drug testing. That's on him.
Right.
That's your fault. That's your bad. Your fuck up.
Right, exactly. And then even after a 5-year layoff or wait, he still lost. So you know what I'm saying? But that's where they got that build to fight up shit from.
Yeah.
Everybody trying to be like Floyd. Everybody's scared to lose too. Don't nobody want to. I'm like, look, you're gonna take some L's in life. Just take the fight. If you lose, you get up and you keep it pushing. That's it.
So is that Conor McGregor fight and Jake Paul that set up?
I haven't heard no more about that.
I heard something about it. Well, we gonna Undisputed, and I haven't heard about it again.
Right, that's
so
what I'm saying. I haven't heard any more about that since. So that might have been just talk. Just when they were saying we might get DK Metcalf. That was
okay.
Yeah, that was all just talk. I mean, I would have loved to see DK Metcalf. I'll start watching.
Tia crazy. Tia, you crazy.
Just take your shirt off. Take your shirt off.
Yeah. Okay, Tia, what else you got for me in sports before we jump into the main topic?
How you think? I don't think the Guardians gonna do shit, y'all. I mean, I know it's a long way to go. Baseball's damn near 200 games. I get that, but they ain't looking that hot.
Yeah, a little
very little, like my pinky finger little.
She's so disrespectful. She was like my pinky finger.
Oh man.
Yes, it don't look good. It don't look good. I want to root for them, but they're making it difficult. It's like, come on, y'all. Something. Yeah. I mean, not that the name change was gonna do anything. I mean, but what y'all guarding, Law? Damn.
That's a crazy name, the Guardians.
The Guardians. The Guardians.
I heard.
I'm ashamed. I can't even say that's my baseball team no more. Like I'm done. Like I just can't rock with that.
I'm trying to get used to the name myself. Like it's so weird.
Miguel, hey Miguel, what's who's the closest pro baseball team to where you live at? Tampa.
Oh, Rays.
Tampa. Yeah, I normally go there every once in a while, catch a couple of games. When I go to Clearwater, but yeah, Tampa is.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So, Tia, Ready for the main topic?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
All right. Okay. So in this one, we got a couple different things to hit on, but I want to definitely hit on, for us at least, this whole thing. And I think I got three people here, or all four of us, but can speak on this. The old but still relevant, still closely new saying of the streets are a myth. The streets are alive. Like you hear rappers say it all the time, but I got the streets. You hear people sit there and say it all the time, man, I represent the streets. I do it for the streets. I do it for my, whatever the case. And especially in hip hop, the streets are alive. The streets do not determine whether you're going to become a platinum artist. The streets don't determine whether or not you're going to beat that charge. The streets don't determine whether or not your business is going to just stay a local business, or your business or the product that you're selling is going to become a $1 billion business or a multi-million dollar business that spreads across the globe.
Right.
I know that the black buying power is amazing, but when black people hear that, they tend to think that that's only the street niggas made that possible, and that's not the case.
Right. That's not true.
I believe the black buying power is way beyond. Listen, I grew up in the streets, but do I sit there and claim that I'm from the streets right here today, right now? No, nigga, I don't live in the streets. I'm not a part of that lifestyle. That's not my thing. I'll go back, kick it, hang out, whatever case, but that's not where I'm at. I know Miguel don't. Miguel got a beautiful house, and I promise you that's the house in the streets. This thing's got marble countertops and granite everything in his kitchen. This man lived like a king. Don't get me wrong. You not to say that he's weak or he's not hard or he didn't come from a tough environment. As I know where Nikki came from, and Tia up in Cleveland. So we all come from tough environments. And don't get us wrong. That what the streets do teach us is how to survive.
Yes.
But let me not say but. The streets teach us how to survive. But we also adapt other skills along the way to survive. We also learn to adapt to this corporate world. We also learn to adapt to this ignorant, racist, crazy as hell world. And life is more than just Lucy cigarettes at Big A's, sitting on the corner, smoking a blunt, chilling on the south side or the north side, or going up to the old Crenshaw, which used to be what we called our Crenshaw in the was Market Street, late night after everybody leave the bars and whatever the thing, and everybody's up there, and somebody starts shooting and everybody dispersed or whatever the case. Or when we was younger. Oh, this is before Miguel's time, but this is about me and Nikki's time. But the Silver Dollar.
Right. Well, I used to go there. What you mean? I used to go there, bro. Austin Town. Man.
Yeah, y'all didn't go there when it was good to be going
there. The streets is a myth, man. I love the ability to say, and tell me if I'm wrong when I say this to y'all. And Tia, I definitely want you to say if I'm wrong. To me, the ability to say that I came from Youngstown, aka the streets, was that I'm tough enough, I survived it. I'm smart enough, I survived it. My street smarts, my common sense, my even book sense to a degree, through all that bullshit, I survived it. Not that I'm still there, still struggling, still day to day, barely surviving. No. I made it past that. Am I wrong for that?
Not at all.
Nope. No. Something to brag about.
Like, I'm from the nigga. Like, I'm from the like, nigga, I survived that. Right. Nigga, what you saying ain't shit. I survived the nigga. To me, that's what it meant to me.
Yeah. You know what I brag about? I brag about, like, my mentality isn't stuck back then, and I brag about my kids not going through none of this stuff
none of that bullshit
through. Right.
Well, you need to put them out.
Yeah.
I got a question. Do you feel you survived it, or do you feel like you was just lucky to make it out?
I feel like I survived.
Because
I've been around enough shit, and I've seen enough shit, and I put myself in stupid ass positions through that shit that it's both. Honestly, you know what? I'm sorry. It's both.
okay, that's why I was out. Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
it's both. I was lucky because not God rest his soul, because he's still alive, but I love my little cousin Paul to death.
Mm-hmm.
But hanging with that nigga put me into some situations I needed not be in, and my life was definitely on the line. And I was lucky to survive those.
Yeah.
I'm blessed. It was so blessed, lucky, and my mama raised me good enough to make the right decisions in tough times.
Mm-hmm.
So props to her. You know, like, so I mean, for me, but I would like for y'all to give, like, as far as everyone here to give their experience or their survival or their whatever tactics it took to survive. See, Cleveland's a bigger city, and I mean, everybody used to know not to go take your car to Cleveland because your shit was probably gonna get stole back in the days.
Mm-hmm.
But and the Cleveland's a rough neighborhood. East 199 is where you find me. So, even then, we all got our survival stories, but we overcame a lot.
Right.
So,
You know,
I want to feel. I feel like for this main topic, the best thing to do is to be like that realness, maybe a tough ass experience or something tough as hell you had to go through from surviving in quote unquote the streets of where y'all live at. Some of us all come from the same hood, but that.
Man, my mom has, I might have mentioned this before, where I used to stay, a folder of sexual predators and pedophiles that lived all around us. I was a little girl and a kid walking home to school, home, back and forth, surrounded by shit like that. And my mom taught me about that. She taught me to stay out of the streets because it's nothing but trouble. You either end up dead or in jail behind it. And she taught me just not to let your surroundings be the end chapter in your book. That's a quote she always tells me. Just because you grow up in certain surroundings doesn't mean you succumb to them or become those surroundings. Oh my God, my brother saw a neighbor get shot, execution style, literally like 2 houses down. And he was in his car, minding his business in the driveway. And he told me, I said, oh my God, well, what did you do? He said, he didn't budge, he didn't move. He said, because he knew if he would have moved inside that car, whoever did the shooting, he would have had a witness. And he said he knew he would have been dead too. So I credit my mom and dad for teaching us how to stay away from the street and what to do if we ever witnessed or came across things of that magnitude. And we saw a lot. We saw a lot. We were surrounded by a lot. Somebody tried to break in our house 3 times. The neighbor shot at somebody breaking in his house. It was insane. It was insane. Well, I credit my mom and my dad for showing me how not to succumb to the surroundings, how to stay focused, even though I'm in those surroundings, and what to look out for and what to do if I ever catch myself in a situation based off the surroundings we're in. So, yeah. I kept my head down. I stayed out the way.
Yeah, so that's being like what you saying, like that's being smart. You know what I'm saying? Being smart and moving different is, to me, that's not surviving. You just moving different. Surviving to me is 2 different things. Where I had to survive, I didn't have my necessities to make it through everyday life, so I had to do different things to survive. Or I put myself in situations all the time and I kept making it out. You know what I'm saying? That's surviving to me. It's because you're not in the upper class, you're in the lower class level of living. Doesn't mean that I survived. And so I look at, not saying what you're saying was wrong or nothing, Jamal. I just look at the survival world, the word a little differently. So it's just like I grew up in the Camel Projects. I lived in the Kimmelbrooks. You know what I'm saying? But that shit was bad. But I knew, but I knew not to be on the corner at the store. I knew not to. Hey, I know who the D-boy is over here. I ain't about to be chopping it up with that nigga all day or letting him buy me tennis shoes and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But walking to school and going across over here, you do see things and certain things happen where you may have to do a little shake move and stand behind a tree or some shit. So things do happen. You know what I'm saying? But I just look at that. That was just a part of life, and you get to learn life. I wouldn't say I'm from the streets, but I learned off of just life situations. So I would never be like, oh, I'm from the streets now, but I learned from them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's not so. I played life smart. You know what I'm saying? And when I don't really say I survived, I made it out. I made it out of a bad situation, and I made something of my life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like to me, survival is like, well, that's gritty. You know what I'm saying? Like, right? You was in the trenches, bro. Certain things happen.
I mean, bro. When I say I survived for me, it was just for me. When I say I survived some crazy situations, I mean like being with this nigga and he decided he want to go rob somebody, and I'm right there as he's doing it. But this nigga dropped the gun, and him and this other nigga fighting over the gun and shit like that. And then he don't get the gun, but he get the nigga down on the ground and run and jump in the car, and we drive off and get shot at. Where this nigga love my cousin was deaf, but he got a little man complex, so he been locked up in juvie, and he was in juvenile, and he was always a little nigga. He get out of juvenile, and I'm hanging with him, and I'm like 20, 21, 20 years old, and he like 17 going on 18, but we go to the small spot, little bar they had for 18 and over on the south side, and we go in there. This nigga see a nigga who was like bullying him like in 5th grade, but my little cuz got this little man complex, so he want to check that nigga. I'm like, nigga, that was years ago.
Right.
But he go check the homie, and these niggas sit there, whatever case, and he pulling out his strap, and these niggas sitting there, these niggas got straps, and I'm sitting there like, yo, like what the fuck? Like certain situations, like where I know, I mean, I don't want to say I want to put that on nobody, but like I know you've been in I know, Miguel, you've been in situations where you ain't did nothing wrong, and you just at the wrong time or with the wrong people at the wrong time.
Yeah, that shit happened. That shit.
Yeah. So you blessed to survive it, because like, yo, like, don't get me wrong, I haven't been lucky to survive no situations that I caused, that I start. But because I got a big heart, or we all got fucked up family members, or whatever the case, or friends, we get put in situations where we like, what the fuck? And you want to be loyal to your homie. But we know the streets is a myth. And that loyalty in the streets, it gets you fucking killed quicker than any fucking thing. Put you around the wrong people, the wrong time, whatever case. Like being in a crack house, and thank God you left 10 minutes just hanging with your cousin. You ain't doing nothing wrong. You just hanging with your cousin. And your cousin say, yo, you know your cousin sell, but you like, yo, it ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't sell. Right. But you with your cousin, and your cousin stopped the re-up. And you walk in there with him, like, yo, I gotta use the bathroom, whatever case, you chilling. Y'all leave that spot, and fucking 10 to 15 minutes later after you left that spot, fucking one time runs up in there and raids that bitch. You know what I mean?
I feel you, but even with that, Jamar, it's like you still putting yourself in a bad situation. You ain't have to.
That's on me.
Yeah. You putting yourself in that bad.
That's on me. Even though that's on me. Even though what I'm trying to say is that street mind state, I have you tricked to thinking you ain't selling drugs, but it's okay to hang around a drug dealer.
Right.
That street mind state, be like, yo, I ain't shot nobody. My cousins and them did that, but they my cousins. Them are some real niggas. I'm hanging with some real niggas tonight. Right. But you hanging out with them real niggas, and the niggas getting their get back home that night, decide to pull up and let off.
Had a cousin get killed like that.
Yeah, man. This shit is crazy. Like, yo, like, I'm gonna tell you, being real in the streets ain't nothing but made me see some of my cousins, some of the people I love the most, or looked up to the most or seen the most potential get fucked up in the game just because they wanted to hang with niggas that was really part of the streets.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Our cousin Maine, Jermaine Kitchen, I'm gonna say his name, Jermaine Kitchen, was a real nigga. Back when the days, y'all remember back in the 90s when Youngstown was real fucked up with the whole gang banging shit?
Yeah.
And everything else, like when it was real bad, when people get shot up, when they made us leave, we left elementary and junior high school because it got bad when my cousin Maine got killed, and they were so scared of the retaliations. That's the same day I think a drive-by happened on East High School or some shit like that. It's something else. Y'all remember that back in the day? I don't know if y'all did, but they made us sit there, leave school and whatnot. We couldn't even go to our cousin's funeral.
Oh wow!
They were scared we were gonna get shot up and whatnot. Like
it's crazy. It was crazy.
It's crazy.
It's the era. It's that. See, me and you are about around the same age, so we were kind of like in that middle section of what was going on back in that era. We wasn't too young. We wasn't too old. We were like dead smack in the middle of it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So me, myself, I were doing like a lot of adult things as if I was older than what I actually was, because I was in that middle stage. Like I was middle school, high school, old enough to get in bars, and just by looks alone, hanging with the wrong people, having kids by the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? So it directly puts you there, and you see so many things. So you can't say that you actually survived it because you're in all these different compromising situations. You might be in the same house that somebody just did a drive-by on. You know what I mean? Or like you just said, Jamar.
So you suffer from the traumatized. You traumatized from it. Don't even know it.
Right. You left the crib in just the nick of time because if the house get raided, you can't tell the cops, I just came here, used the bathroom, and I was just about to leave. It wasn't nothing like that. Everybody got shook down at the same time. You could just be coming from the store and just decide you want to holler at your friend, and one time roll up, everybody take your shoes off, sit on the curb, you know what I'm saying? So it was definitely situations that you was put in when you necessarily didn't have shit to do.
Right.
Yeah.
At least shit to do with it.
Hey, I promise you, you chilling with your boy and he get pulled over by the popo, he got dope on him or whatever the case, or he in your car, like you said earlier, Nikki, you with your homies, y'all in the car, y'all just ride around having fun, but one of your homies sell drugs. He ain't even a big time drug dealer. Sell drugs. Police pull you over in the car. You ain't even know he had his gun on him or his drugs or his work on him. You get pulled over, it's your fucking car. If that nigga don't say that's his fucking drugs, who at the end of the day gonna get that charge? The person whose car it is.
Yeah.
Or they gonna put it on all y'all, make somebody sing, and everybody gonna be scared they gonna get some charges for that shit they ain't do.
Yeah.
And if that one nigga that's with you don't own up to that shit, because I'm not self-snitching, nigga, get the fuck out of here. Yes, you is.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. That's why I was telling a situation like that. Like, you got me fucked up. I'm going to tell that's not mine.
Right.
He is, because if he gonna let me take the charge, he don't give a fuck about me either. So
exactly,
let the best man win, because ain't no way.
Hey, but I got a question though. But if you picked the nigga up and you knew, even if he ain't have it on him, but you know that's what he do you still pick him up?
I don't care. If
that's my thing. Cause my thing is this.
You need to know that's what he do.
No, I'm saying is because if I know what that dude do, I'm not even picking him up. Period. He's not getting in my car.
I feel.
I feel what you said. Don't even put yourself in that position. Is what you're
saying.
What I'm saying?
So my thing is that's just like the saying is you are who you hang around. You know what I'm saying? Even though if you're not doing it, they're gonna think that. So if you know that's what he do, bro, I'm not even talking to you, bro. It's a high and by down the street because when I was living in I don't want to say.
Isn't that the maturity of us, though, Miguel? Being at the age that we had,
right.
We
nobody care about that shit.
But even
we learned that shit.
But even back then, my mind was so different from my younger peers and stuff. I had a next door neighbor, man. Everybody knew what he was doing, bro. But he was a cool dude. But he's not too cool. So you gonna give me a moped? No, I don't want the moped, bro. I'm good. I'm good. Hey, I'm walking to the corner store. Hey, hop in, and I'm like damn near 11, 12. No, I'm good, bro. I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
I wouldn't accept no money from him, nothing. But that was just me, period. But I always been like that.
I
but a lot of people want to be cool. They get so and so, man. We ride until that shit gets shot up and you get locked up.
Right. So would you say, I know you said, and I agree with you, I was just moving smartly and moving different, but would you say those are forms of learning how to navigate and survive too? Moving the right way?
Yeah. Moving the right way are survival tactics.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, survival tactics. I'm a true story on everything. Some of y'all know it, some of y'all know him, some of y'all don't. This is a true story. Some of y'all probably don't know him, although he lived on the east side for a little bit before he moved to the north side, and then he got killed later on, right after, about a year or two after graduating high school. Antoine McMeans. I
know him.
And his little brother was Brian McMeans, whatever the case. But Antoine is my blood uncle's half brother, right? But once we found out we was like somewhere case related through whatever case situation and stuff like that. He used to be a dude that used to bully me and bother me in little league football. But he played for the Broncos and he came over and played for the Knights. But after we found out how we knew each other in whatever case and hung out that way, like, and he's like 2 years older than me, we got cool. And I knew once he graduated and left Rand, he was out there in the streets. And I used to see him ride down the street all the time in his little whip. And I knew he was out there, you know, doing his little thing, getting his hustle on. And he would ask me all the time, do I want to ride? And I didn't want to be rude and say no. And sometimes it'd be raining, pouring down. I'm walking from Rand home from school, whatever case. Sometimes I want to say no. Sometimes I'm like, it'd be scary as hell, but it was always scary catching a ride with him. And to a degree, my older self would tell my younger self, hell nah, nigga, like, tell him you love him, whatever case, but you cool. But the younger part of me was like, sometimes when you got like the dude who's like out there in the streets and stuff, like you're younger and you get to hang out with a nigga that don't nobody fuck with or whatever the case, it kind of feel good because you feel like ain't nobody gonna fuck with you if they see you with the homie or somebody else that they are respecting the hood.
Right.
But one morning he picked me up, gave me a ride, dropped me off, was like, yo, you keep doing whatever case, and he dipped off. And he got killed like the next day. And all y'all from the Yo, well, almost all of us from the Yo except for Tia. But you know when the Yo, shit eventually always gets out about who behind what or who might have had something to do with it. The rumors spread.
Yeah.
And I heard from multiple sources about who could have possibly, whatever the case. And I kept my mouth shut. But the hardest part about that was my uncle, who me and him are really only 4 months apart, but he's like an older brother to me. I knew through the streets who killed his brother, and I couldn't say shit to that nigga. For years upon years upon years upon years upon years. But to know, because the streets in Youngstown always fucking talk. It's always somebody running their mouth, always somebody bragging about some shit, or you know of the beef that was existing during that time because Youngstown niggas talk. And you know, and you got to keep your, like, I wanted to tell him, but he wasn't no Youngstown nigga. He was an Austintown nigga. So you scared, you say something, and he gonna be like, yo, whatever case, or he could say something to somebody else, and it could come back, and then you could put you and yours or yourself at risk.
Right, that's true.
So you keep your mouth shut, and I resented that culture I grew up in because of that. I resent it because my uncle never got justice for his brother. I resented that shit because a dude who was nothing but, once he found out we was family. Because me and him found out later on, like 6th, 7th grade or whatever the fucking case, that we was like damn near family. Antoine's whole attitude towards me changed. He was like, yo, this is my nephew, leave that nigga alone. Somebody was trying, because I was a shy, quiet, lame ass, not having the best gear ass nigga going from Harding to Hayes, freshman, sophomore year at Red. Like, getting bullied all the fucking time. I ain't gonna lie about shit. But once that nigga was like, yo, this my nephew, certain niggas left me the fuck alone.
Right.
So I get the whole experience. Like, I lived it. We all lived it. We all got our family members we love that was out there, whatever case, that niggas in the streets respected, and eventually them niggas got killed off. But I get it.
Yeah.
But that's a horrible fucking curse to walk around with.
It is.
That's some fucked up situations. We got trauma. We are traumatized as children and young adults from the shit we seen in Youngstown.
Yeah.
Bro, I was at I remember I was at the school. I can't remember if it was my freshman year or sophomore year, but I never forget. I get dropped off. So how I didn't get shot or who was around me didn't get shot. They came up. It was some guy up there. They just started shooting, bro. And I never forget. He had got shot in his groin. Who they was trying to shoot, and he ran into the auditorium and he bled out in the auditorium and died. You
talking about when Big Dude got killed?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I was. Listen, bro. I was in front of the school when that happened, bro. I just had got dropped. We up there chopping it up. I'm talking. That shit happened so fast that I was just froze. You know what I'm saying?
He's one of the Scots. One of the Scots.
It's just I just froze up, and everybody ran, and everybody ran in. And I saw him running, and he had went and he was bleeding out in the auditorium, bro.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that shit happened. I was about to go up there. That
shit was crazy, bro. Matter of fact, it was the last day of school, bro.
Yep.
It was the last day of school.
It was. School was about to be done with for the year. Some little bullshit ass, and it wasn't even Nikki. The sad part about it, the actual beef, was never really nothing to fucking really be beefing about first fucking place.
Yep.
Ain't that how it always is, though?
Yeah, that's usually how it is. Yeah.
But bro, that's a traumatizing story, and you feel sad for the homie, and you do. I mean, I grew up. Big Dude was a little bit younger than me, but I can also remember that at the same time, no digs, no shots. Scots may get mad or whatever case, but I remember Scots in Youngstown bullying a lot of motherfucking people.
Yeah.
I can remember the Scots and the Franklins both bullying a lot of motherfucking people. Yeah. I can remember the Clink Scales at some time bullying a lot of motherfucking people. Bro, and it's not to take shots at any of these people's family, but like, I can remember, like, if you fought a Scot, you had to fight like all of them.
All of them? Oh, wow.
All of them. It was them type of families. Like, you get in a fight with one, you best believe you getting jumped unless you got your crew, your homies, your people, your family, and have your back.
Yeah.
It was crazy because even when I came in 99 as a freshman, like you say, even back then niggas was getting bullied and shit. Only reason why I got a pass on a lot of shit because I played sports and I was just a silly nigga. And so they was like, nah, he dating so and so. Don't fuck with him. That's the silly. Yeah. He's silly as fuck. Don't fuck with him, bro. So like I got punks like niggas try to yoke me up. 3-4 niggas, and then they're like, nah, I don't fuck with him. He cool, bro. He on the baseball team. He fuck with the basketball team. He straight. Oh, he know Romeo and them niggas. He know Travis and them niggas, but he cool, bro.
Cool, bro.
And so that's half the reason why niggas didn't fuck with me. And, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't had nobody to call like that. All my brothers and people down south in Florida and shit. So.
Right. And bro, so, I mean, but look at the shit we went through that's traumatizing, that's trauma.
Yeah.
Like, shout out to Bucket Naked Podcast. We do every other week, late night Friday or Saturdays, or sometimes both late night Friday and Saturday night. But we spoke on it before, bro. Like a lot of the trauma that we endure as kids or teenagers, and we think is normal.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Like it's everyday life or some shit. You're right.
Like everyday life. To us, it was. Because to us, we were surviving. Bro, it's not fucking normal. We normalized it because we grew up in that environment. It's not fucking normal for your high school to have 4 to 5 to 6 or 7 different people get killed in the same class as you.
Yeah.
Right.
From street shit. That's not normal.
At all.
Yeah. Shit. When I was 9 years old, I moved from Alabama to Ohio. So I came with the country accent, and I was about 100 pounds soaking wet and kind of standoffish, quiet a little bit, But one thing I did realize is that I had to gain my street credibility fast. So anybody stepped to me or anything like that, I was down to just go ahead and box it out. But
Bang it out.
yeah, yeah. So and to this day, it was like people used to get it twisted, like, thinking I'm this little Southern girl, and but I got my street cred kind of early, and I was always like that type of person everybody was cool with, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no, let me test her after so long. Everybody knew who my brother was, and he went through the same thing, but he got his street cred early. But technically, we could say we're not from Ohio. We were born in Alabama. You know what I'm saying? But it was rough. It was rough. I came here like 90. I came there in like 90, 91 or something like that. It was already rough. I was fourth grader. By the time I got in like the I take that back. By the time I got in junior high, I had to, the little petty fights in elementary don't count. But once you got there in like middle school and stuff like that, you had to fight it out, or people were gonna bully you, and I wasn't about to go for it. Especially when I had brothers that taught me how to fight. I just didn't like to fight,
Right.
Because I remember. I was leaving out of Campbell, right? I said, you know what? I'm gonna stay with my dad on the east side because I was kind of back and forth. I live on all sides of town, but mainly from east side, Grand Avenue. But I remember I said, you know what? I'm tired of Campbell. I want to go.
Right.
I was getting ready to go to East, but that year they closed East down. Everybody from East went to Rand. Bro, that shit was so bad. It was to a point where it was like sides against sides. Like, nigga, if you're not from the north side, you at Rand, you catching the fade, you catching the beat.
Yeah, you were. Yeah.
Listen, bro, that shit. Listen, no, bro,
we had
our senior class.
We wasn't that bad. It sounded that bad, but it wasn't that bad,
bro. That shit was bad, bro. Like niggas was getting beat down, and like I say, I thank God every day. Like, I was trying to I'm staying out the way, I'm moving, But like I say, around 99, bro, my freshman year, bro, niggas was getting beat down. They was joking niggas up, taking niggas' shoes, type shit. Niggas was walking back to the bus stop with in the wintertime, no shoes, socks on, type shit, bro. Like, they were taking niggas' jackets and shit. Like, rolling up on one nigga 10 deep, bro. You know what I'm saying? Beat him up, take all this shit, bro. Like, one time it got so bad, I didn't want to wait for the bus stop, so I walked from Rand all the way to the Kimball Brooks, bro.
Whoa! I
walked, bro.
I remember niggas having to wait in front of the school to catch the bus to go home.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, all them buses lined up, South Side folks, North Side folks. Because what was it? South Side was down the hill when they went to Rand, but it was up the hill to Wilson, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you had that, plus North Side folks was beefing with each other around that same time. So it was Crandall versus Briar Hill, and people got killed. I just know we went to make it short, because we've been on for a minute, but I lost Ezell Armour, Burt King, Andre Reeder, and I promise you I'm missing a few more people that got killed that I went to school with. But I know for a fact I played Little League with Ezell, and I played high school football with Ezell. And when Ezell got killed, like, that was the first time understanding that it was real. For me, like, I mean, no, it wasn't the first time, but that's the first time they got like close to it, like a childhood friend of yours, your childhood friend, not a cousin, but a childhood friend who's your age gets killed. And after that, it didn't get better. The news got worse and worse. It started you start going, remember, y'all, I know y'all remember the City Fest and stuff like that. Like, you go down to the City Fest and it felt like every year, no matter what, somebody was going to lose their life.
Right.
I'll be honest with it, as I said, like, I love being from Youngstown. I love it with all my heart. I hold it. I hold it. I wear it like a badge of honor, pride to survive it.
Mm-hmm.
But that fucking city traumatized me.
Mm.
I got a lot of trauma. I've seen shit I should not have seen as a 16, 15, well, 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old young man see.
Mm-hmm.
I've experienced shit you should not have to experience. I've seen laws that should not be normal. And
Mm-hmm.
Youngstown will make you normalize real quick.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um, so I mean, my take on it is that we've normalized the bullshit for too long with this street shit, and we have to change it.
Agreed. Like I said, it's dead or in jail. That's what my mom always taught me. One of the two. The lure of it is appealing because of the money and the women and how glamorous they make it look, all the material things. But what's the point if you don't live to enjoy any of it?
Right.
What's the point if you in jail and can't enjoy any of it?
Right.
That's what my mom always said. So, hey, I mean, I don't like that it's glamorized either. I try to stay away, especially in rap music. I don't really listen to mainstream stuff anymore because to me, I don't know if y'all agree. It was a time when mainstream had some quality shit going on. Music-wise, TV-wise, there were more positive images of us around. Because like the quote goes, representation matters. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like, since the ratchet shit is what makes the money, those are the agendas that are pushed all the time. I don't know if you ever watched y'all like Sisterhood of Hip Hop. That was my shit.
Mm-hmm.
It was a show about up and coming female hip hop artists. But unfortunately, to me, that show could have been 5 to 10 years and it only lasted 3.
Mm.
And I'm like, so you got rid of that. It was on Oxy. I said, but y'all let Bad Girls Club run. And I admit I'm guilty. I watched the first 4 seasons. I'm guilty. I am. I watched the first 4 seasons. But after that, I watched it because they really did try to help those girls get through the trauma you are talking about. They did try to help them hone in on the talent and change. As time went on, as they saw drama and ratchetness and ignorance sell, that's what they stuck with. And I couldn't do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Sisterhood of Hip Hop was gone. It was bomb ass. I call it 15. I was introduced in here.
Right.
Like, it's just because my mom calls me a conspiracy theorist. Well, Mom, you don't think it's kind of a conspiracy that the good, positive black programs only have shelf lives of maybe like 4 or 5 years?
Oh man. Right.
I be thinking it be us though, Tia. I be thinking it's us though. I be thinking the reason things be the way they are is because we cave into society like that. You know what I mean?
Sometimes that's true. You're right.
Yeah. Like we'll know that it's a positive show or a show that's worth it. I mean, you know, if it's a good show, I feel like watch it so we can support each other more.
Exactly.
So we can keep these shows. But it's like we don't even do the supporting ourselves. You know what
Exactly.
I mean? Yeah.
That's true.
So
the soul food, that was my shit. That could have easily went on about 7-8 years.
yeah.
Well, because like you say, the conspiracy. Whatever you want to call it, conspiracy, but they don't want to show black people in a certain light and keep showing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you don't hear too many like them old school black love songs. They might get aired for a little bit, but then it's boom. But they'll keep that bullshit rotated for 24 hours a day,
Right.
over and over and over again, because you got to understand. They understand how the brain works and how the brain operates. What you hear and what you see all the time, you know what I'm saying? Most likely, and then you got these kids growing up. They're weak. They're very weak. You manipulate them real easy into doing anything. So you know what? We're gonna play this dumbass drill music all day, get them hyped up, making them feel like if you kill a couple of people, that's what it is and shit like that. That's why these kids nowadays, I be hearing them talking shit. I ain't fighting. I'm gonna just shoot his ass up. Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
that's what we do though.
I knew that was coming though. I knew that part of, you know, it's sad to say, but I knew that was coming. Because think about it, in our era, we was shooting. You know what I mean? We was fighting and we was shooting. Now we went for, I ain't fighting, I'm shooting. Like right now, I'm not gonna fight nobody. I'm gonna shoot you. You know what I'm saying? Just that's where we at right now.
Yeah. And another one I be hearing all the time. This is a little off topic, but like I always hear how us, the OGs, didn't teach these youngsters, and now that's where they at. But every time I can't tell you how many young friends I have. I've tried to give advice. You know what they tell me? You an old hoe. You are. You just, you ain't married. You ain't got no kids. And I wash my hands of it.
Yeah.
You're going to have to fall on your ass like I've had to fall on my ass.
Yeah.
You can't say I ain't trying to teach you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't say I ain't trying, because as your true friend, and I have to tell someone, you'll learn the older you get.
Yeah.
A true friend is not going to tell you what you want to hear. A true friend is going to tell you the fucking truth.
Right.
I think it's delivery. You know what I'm saying? So this old washed jealous hoe gonna mind her business.
Right.
And wait, why ain't none of them married now?
Right.
None of them. I tried to tell them. I'm like, that is serious. This is just me informed. I mean, in reference to trying to keep them here.
Right.
I tried to tell you, marriage and kids are serious motherfucking business. It's a job. They ain't take lightly.
Right.
You jealous, you this. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. I said, well, you get it right. Never a bridesmaid, you the bitch. You know what you know what I'm saying? Like, fine, whatever. Congratulations. You want to learn on your own.
Right.
So you have it both ways. You have to, because I ain't gonna lie. I was a really fucking rebellious ass teenager. My mom always tells me, you would have made a hell of a politician. Your ass would have found all kind of ways around them damn bitch ass loopholes. Like you find ways around mine.
Right.
I drove her nuts. But as I got older, I learned to be more receptive to advice. Right. Your mom ain't gonna tell you nothing wrong. Your dad ain't gonna tell you nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Your brother and your two friends ain't gonna tell you nothing wrong.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? Y'all can't say we not teaching y'all nothing. We're not trying to teach y'all nothing when y'all not receptive to be taught.
Right. But you know what I think that whole saying is, you know, when they say that the OGs ain't really talking like they should, it's because we're so quick to wash our hands and not think of other ways to talk to our youth, you know. It's just like with my situation. My mom used to always spit all this real game to me. But it was all in the way she said it and how she came off that made me rebel against it. But if you could come down like a couple notches, put yourself, because you're telling me to do the same thing that you're telling me not to do the same things that you done. So now you got to tell me in a way that I won't do it without you looking like a hypocrite. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So once we could kind of, when we hear the older people talking to us, it kind of sounds preachy. But if you know that youth needs to hear some real stuff, don't invite him to church to hear it. And I'm not trying to offend anyone. Right. You know what I mean? You might need to sit on his block for a minute and come down a couple notches and talk to this young man or talk to this girl while she, you know, contemplate whether or not she want to get an abortion. And you decide that you want to talk to her, not at the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Not at the clinic. Right. You might need to hit her up on the phone. Whatever it takes, you just got to do it that way. Right. And with my kids, I give it to them straight raw. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it ain't no sugarcoat, none of it. That's how you know what I'm saying? I would tell them, like, I don't want you to fuck up with men like I have. Yeah. But give them an example of how you messed up. Exactly. Don't just tell them, because you already told them that you messed up. You see what I'm saying? But then give them another solution. Exactly. Yeah. And I think we can reach out, because believe it or not, the youngers, they do listen to a certain extent, and now they're to the point where they're listening and they're actually executing. That's why I keep giving these young people their props, because they're doing a whole bunch of stuff that we did not do. I know so many youth, younger girls and boys that actually make more money than these adults around here right now. That's true. And they ain't doing something illegal. They got their own businesses. They're doing their own thing. They're knowing how to take what somebody tell them to do and not be scared to do it. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? Or use any type of a preaching that the old schools is giving as to why you can't do it, because we do sometimes guide them in the wrong direction. You know what I mean? So we just got to be careful of our delivery. That's all. Right. Yeah. But if you deliver and shit and they still don't want to listen, that's it. I can't. Yeah. And that's when they deal with their consequences. Yeah.
So as I want to thank all y'all again, definitely once again for coming on. And Tia, do you have a what doors for this episode?
Yes, I do, and I'm gonna make it short, and I'm gonna give examples, as Nikki said. I'm gonna give examples.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Get ready to step inside the mind of your co-host Tia McRae with her segment, You Know What, Doris? Okay, Tia, the world is listening. Tell them what's on your mind. And with no further ado, here is, You Know What, Doris?
You know what, Doris? Why do people act like they don't know why they get talked about the way they do? I have a lazy ass coworker. I ain't gonna mention no name.
Disrespectful.
Motherfucker gonna tell me. So apparently people don't like you. I said, oh. So they're going and managing come on, I don't do this, I don't do that.
You don't. No shit.
Love this person dearly. I do. Love this person dearly. Very cool, very down to earth, but it is very difficult to look for somebody that I have the same ethic you do when it comes to like if everybody's saying the same thing, you're not doing sort of self-reflection or assessment. I'm not, huh?
Right.
Well, I don't do this according to everybody else, and I don't do that. I said, he said, huh? I said, I didn't say. I'm like, I didn't say a damn thing.
Right.
Everybody, different people aren't saying the same thing for no reason.
Right.
You need to get your shit together. I'm sure we've all dealt with somebody like that. That acted like they didn't know why they was being talked about.
Right. Right.
Okay. Do your job. Don't have to do your job. You don't have no job. If you keep doing the same shit and people have to go behind you and clean up your shit, and on top of doing what they have to do, yeah, they gonna get sick up.
Right.
How are you the bar? I mean, how are you right there by the kitchen? Can't take the bar for me.
Right.
Take it to the back.
Right.
I remember one time I literally had to clean off. It was when we first opened up, and they hadn't had parades yet.
Mm-hmm.
And it was St. Patrick's Day, and we got our asses whooped. I'm talking from the time we opened till like 8 o'clock. It didn't die down from 11 to 8 o'clock.
That's usually how St. Patty's Day go.
Yes. And it was dishes and stuff on the whole bar, and I had to clear it off on my own and clean it up. I'm like, dude, you're not right there. I'm like, something.
Right.
And then you wonder why everybody goes to the manager and says, well, you're not doing your job.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't doing the job. Come on.
Right.
Now.
Right.
Come on now. Can just a little self-reflection.
Right.
Just a little bit. But
not a lot, baby girl, just a little bit.
Right.
I ain't done in a minute.
But then you hashtag Jamar has his don't hashtag this. Or did you want
I gotta don't hashtag this. Go ahead and tell the producer to roll it.
Okay.
Okay, AAA listeners, it's time for Black V to present Don't Hashtag This. I repeat, don't hashtag this. And now, your co-host, Black V.
Okay. All right. Don't hashtag this for episode 73 is going to be hashtag don't hashtag bang guns. Now, I know some of y'all have been seeing all these mass shootings going around, and the most easy, ignorant thing to do is to blame it on a weapon. Mm-hmm. Instead of blaming it on the natural fact that America does not focus whatsoever on mental health.
Right.
I won't say where I work today, so I don't get fired for the shit I say on here today or tomorrow or next week or whatever the fuck. But I'll say where I have worked. At one point in time, I used to work at a women's prison as a correction officer. Mm-hmm. And one of the biggest issues we had was mental health. People locked up that had mental health issues.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I worked at a women's prison, which is crazy, but just as crazy as the men, because I dealt with men also. Mm-hmm. But mental health, or the ignorance of it, is one of the biggest causes for institutionalized people or incarcerations across the country. Mm-hmm. It's easier for us to go take people who are dealing with mental health issues and lock them up rather than helping them out and not put them in a correctional type of facility or whatever it
Right.
is. It's easier for us.
Mm-hmm.
For guns, I feel that we ignore so many of the signs, so many of the trigger things that alert these people who are mentally lacking or without or hurting or just don't get the right judgment, education, or help they need. And because we do that, we allow them to be given directives or I don't want to say lack of food for thought because there's a better word than that, but influence by ignorant motherfuckers to go ahead and follow in line with anti-America or anti-black or anti-Hispanic, whatever case rhetoric that comes into place. Because a lot of times, a lot of people with a lot of mental disabilities just look to find a group or people they can fit in with. They want to belong.
Mm-hmm.
And so to see that and to come back here and be like, wow, we're going to ban guns. Don't get me wrong. Does America have a gun issue? Because even the most hunting or pro-gun people will tell you, like, yo, we need background checks. We need some type of safer measures because not every motherfucker needs to have a gun. Just like we all know in this country, not every motherfucker needs to be behind the wheel of a car.
Right.
We know that not every motherfucker needs to be behind the fucking trigger of a gun, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So banning guns, aka for the ignorant people who don't know, yo, you sound stupid as fuck and you never make your point to people who own guns when you yell at them, oh, we need to ban the AR-15. They look at you like you're fucking crazy as fuck. The AR-15 is not the issue.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is the lack of gun control, the lack of background checks, the lack of mental health checks, and so forth and so on that go on in this country, and many other issues we have when it comes to weapons, because the NRA and other organizations want to put as many guns in people's hands as possible to build their membership, to build their numbers, to build the dollars that flow into what they believe.
Right.
It's not, don't blame the gun. Let's blame society and those that are involved in society that do not give us an opportunity to fix the issues that are at hand.
Right.
We have left and right. It's a left and right issue.
Agreed.
Left ain't trying to change it. Right ain't trying to change it. We're both on bullshit. We had Foul Day. We had, was it Buffalo, New York?
Yeah.
All the black people. But that was Buffalo. We had mass shootings in Texas, plenty of them in Texas. We had just one just recently occurred in Philadelphia as well as Tennessee, and we have more.
Yeah.
I'm for people to right to bear arms. I am.
Me too.
But it's about responsibility.
Exactly.
It's always been about responsibility. And until we can come up with a responsible measure for it, you're at risk of losing your guns. Don't let these politicians just tell you, hey, I'm going to stop them from taking your guns away. No, demand of that motherfucker to have an answer to how we can stop from you not worried about your guns being taken away, but also your kids being shot at school.
Right.
So my don't hashtag this for episode 73 is hashtag don't hashtag ban guns.
Right.
It's simple.
The tool depends on the person wielding.
Yes.
That's just how it is. Whether it's a hammer, whether it's a knife. If you have a nail you need to hammer down and you're not using that hammer for that nail, the nail's not going to get hammered down. It's just that simple.
Right.
Fact. That's simple.
It's just like a tool. It depends on the person using it. That's it.
Yep. At the end of the day.
The tools in the right hand can build a kingdom. The tools in the wrong hand can destroy a kingdom.
Yes,
it's all about how you utilize the tools. We need to be more focused not on the tool, but the people that wield these tools. And we need to do a better job of that. I promise you, we do a better job of that. It'll make it easier for us to come up with laws or other things to help us fight against the wrong people getting the tools or banning certain guns. But if we take care of the mental health aspect first, it will help us.
Right.
So, as I wrap that up, I'm the co-host, Black V. That is T. That is Mr. Bendover, aka Pastor Bendover, aka Miguel, aka the CEO of Jet Fly Clothing. That is my motherfucking queen and partner from school from back in the days, Nikki the Gemini, aka a queen with motherfucking attitude. Better known as shout the podcast out again, queen.
It's the general public coming very soon.
Coming very soon. The general public, also part of Queens with Attitude. She's an amazing individual, smart, artistic, authentic, and real. And she's never going to change who the fuck she is and what she's about. Mother, and probably going to be a grandmother pretty soon, where her kids is going at.
No.
Yeah, grandma.
Speak of husband.
Grandma.
Speak of husband. No grandkids. Speak of husband.
Nah. And look at Mr. Bendover. You hear me, B? Yo, real quick, I want to go ahead and send a shout out to things we sponsor. So I'm gonna play this before we go.
Ain't God good? I know y'all expecting the yellow bands, aka Mr. Bendover, huh? But he ain't here today. It's his uncle, and I'm filling in. I'm coming to tell you right now. Every Saturday, deep dope conversation, bitch. Huh? You hear me? 8 o'clock Eastern time, 5 o'clock Pacific time, bitch. Huh? You hear me? Ain't God good? Huh? Like, share, subscribe, bitch. And I might just say a prayer for you for a little donation. Huh? You hear me?
Oh, you hear me? Yo, Mr. Bendover, big appreciate you. It was funny as hell. Yo, shout out to Queens with Attitude. Shout out to Pussy Talk. Shout out to It's a Hard Knock Life. Shout out to Deep Throat Conversations. Shout out to AAA Podcast. And of course, shout out to Bucket Naked in the New. Yo, I am Black V. That's my co-host here. My guests have been Miguel, aka Pastor Bendover, aka Mr. Bendover. Also, aka let me stop. Also available is Nikki the Gemini, the queen from Queens with Attitude podcast as well. We thank you for listening. God bless. And before I end it, one more ad because I got to shout out our other podcasts.
Hey girl, hey, it's CL from Pussy Talks, and I'm looking for some fun, fabulous ladies that love to have fun, talk about relationships, parenting, beating a bitch ass, bald head, whole shit, you know, all of that. If that's you and you want to come hang out with me, drop your motherfucking name, and I'll hit you up and get you on one of my shows. Y'all have a good day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my shit. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.
Peace.
Yo, I am Black V. That's my co-host T. Yeah, I want to thank the producer in the background, aka D80. Say what up, D80.
What up, D80?
Hey.
Yo, we thank y'all for listening. I want to thank my two special guests from their podcast, also from just the fact of taking their time to fuck with us. We thank you. God bless you, and we out.
Peace.
Peace.